Hello, everyone, and welcome to another lesson of organic chemistry with Mr. Sirvatsoglu. Today, we're going to be looking at isomers, which appears in both the iGCSE and the IB chemistry course. Now, what are isomers? They are compounds with the same molecular formula, which means the same number of atoms of each element, but a different structural formula, so a different structure. There are two main types of isomers we will be looking at today: chain isomers and positional isomers. So let's begin with chain isomers. These are isomers that arise because of the possibility of branching in carbon chains. Now let's look at an example of what that means. Hexane has the molecular formula C6H14. However, you do not need to have all carbons in a row, like the straight chain isomer of hexane. All 6 carbons are in a straight row. Okay, you could have one of the carbons, instead of being at the end, being placed, for example, on the second carbon. And this compound you would call 2-methylpentane. We need to review the naming of organic compounds again. So why is it called pentane? Because the longest chain you can count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pentane. And on the second carbon, there is a branch with containing one carbon, so methyl, 2-methylpentane. So if you compare hexane and 2-methylpentane, they both have 6 carbons and 14 hydrogens. So they are isomers, chain isomers, because you have a branch here. Now there's 3 more isomers of hexane you could have. You could have 3-methylpentane and 2,3-dimethylbutane. Again, the longest chain here is 4 carbons. And there are 2 branches this time. That's why we say dimethyl. 2 branches, each 1 carbon long. So 2,3-dimethylbutane. Now, the last one, the fifth one, is called 2,2-dimethylbutane, where both branches are on the same carbon, carbon 2. Now, what other type of isomers do we have? We have positional isomers, where the actual chain stays the same, but functional groups move around. One example is butanol, with the formula C4H10O. Now in butanol, you can put the OH group, the alcohol functional group, on the first carbon, and it's called 1-butanol, indicating the position of the functional group, or butan-1-ol. However, you could also put the alcohol group on the second carbon, and it would be called 2-butanol, or butan-2-ol. So you can have positional isomers when you have functional groups, like alcohols. You can also have functional group isomers, positional isomers, when the functional group is a double bond. For example, in alkenes, here we have butene, C4H8. We can have but-1ene, where the double bond is the first carbon-carbon bond, or that double bond could be on the second bond, but-2ene. Okay, so that's a summary of the 2 main types of isomers. Thank you very much for listening.